Okay, let's start our lesson and analyze this text, which is the volcano monster. I'll give you just 5 minutes to read. Okay, before starting our lesson, let me introduce the features of a myth. If you please write after me, what are the features of a myth? The features are: number 1, mythical creatures; number 2, gods and goddesses; number 3, supernatural powers; number 4, magical elements and events. I just want from you to look at the first paragraph, scan it, and guess what made this text a myth. First, we have gods and goddesses. We have Zeus and Gaia. And of course, you know that Zeus is the king of gods and the most powerful among them. And Gaia, which is the goddess of the earth. Okay. And as I have illustrated before in the previous video, that math is trying to explain a natural phenomenon. Here in the second line, we can link between the shaking rage of Gaia and the natural phenomenon, which is the earthquake. Okay, due to the rage of Gaia, 2 mythical creatures appeared, which is also one of the features. They are named Typhon and Echidna. Now, I want you to notice the descriptive and figurative language used to describe them, as we have on line 5. I want you just to read line 5. We have Echidna had a woman's head and arms, but her body was like an enormous fat snake covered in warty spots and spines. So we have another description for Typhon. Typhon had 100 heads, each one dripping with venom and slime. So the writer here used some words and phrases to describe these creatures, which is very, very important to use descriptive language while writing your story. Also, we have a figurative language, which is a simile. He compared Echidna's body to an enormous fat snake. Now, looking at lines 8 and 9, we will also spot the figurative language used when he compared Typhon's sound to the roaring of 100 lions and also to herd of elephants. Also, figurative language is very important while writing. Now, let's move to the next point. Also, as I have said, one of the features of the myth is magical events. Looking at lines 11 and 12, when the gods saw him, they were so frightened that they turned themselves into animals and ran away to hide in the woods. We will find here the use of magical events. They turned themselves into animals. Now look at the 7th paragraph that starts with when appears. We will find that it's a try to explain the reason of the eruption of a volcano. As I told you before, that myth is a try to explain the unexplainable. So here we have it's a try to explain the reason of the eruption of this volcano. Finally, at the end of the text, we have the conclusion of the story that ended up by a moral that good defeats the evil. Thank you.